Hello and welcome to another episode of the Total Clarity Podcast. I'm Mike Varley.
And I'm Jessie Hyatt.
And this is our 5th week of walking.
Wow.
And our 3rd week exploring the borough of Queens.
Yeah, we are really getting to know Queens now.
Getting to know Queens, etc. That's the end of the singing that I'll do. So if you're on YouTube, you'll see that we are repeating what we did last week, which is doing walk footage over us talking. We got a little bit of feedback on it that was positive. Happy to hear more feedback about it from anybody that has some. I also wanted to start this podcast off with something I've been thinking about for a couple of weeks, but haven't put together until now, and that is giving our listeners a little bit of an understanding of the distance we've gone relative to other locations.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. So each week we travel 131 miles. That is 26.2 miles times 5.
Yeah.
And of course, we sometimes cover a little more than that each week, but for the purposes of keeping things nice and easy, we'll just assume 131 miles each week.
Okay.
So, now that we've gone 5 weeks, we've traveled to quite a few different places so
Where
far.
have we gone to?
So, to start, 1 week, 131 miles. If we're using the City Hall Park as the location of New York, New York on our Google Maps.
City Hall Park is the park in front of City Hall, right by the Brooklyn Bridge?
That's right.
Great, okay.
Downtown Manhattan.
Okay, we can all orient ourselves.
Yes. So 131 miles. It's actually to the length of Montauk, the tip of the lighthouse on Long Island.
No way.
Yeah.
Cool.
So 1 week of marathon walks can get you the entirety of Long Island.
Cool. Oh, yeah, because you would go right over the Brooklyn Bridge and then
And there
all
you
the
go.
way out to the island. Huh?
That's right.
Cool.
So just picture 1 week of marathons is one Long Island.
We thought about doing that walk once.
We did, yeah.
And now that we're talking about it, I actually remember that it was about that distance because I planned it all out.
Yeah.
We didn't do it though.
No, we
Maybe
did
one
Vermont
day.
instead. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 week.
Maybe 1 week. Yeah, exactly. Not one day. We will not be doing that in one day, I doubt.
So 2 weeks, Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Yeah.
Again from City Hall?
Always from City Hall.
Always from City Hall.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
262 miles. I will say that each of these are like maybe give or take a couple of miles, but I picked the biggest, most interesting unit.
Okay.
So actually, this one is the biggest exception. 3 weeks, Montreal.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, and actually, we'd have an extra 20 miles to spare.
What? How?
It's 370 miles to Montreal.
Oh my goodness.
So
See, that one surprises me a lot.
Yeah. So you can be out of the country in 3 weeks walking.
So I guess when we walked the length of Vermont, how many miles was that? About 200.
200.
And 3 weeks is 400 miles?
3 weeks is 393 miles.
193 miles. Okay. All right. Well, I'm putting this together because when we walked the length of Vermont, we then took a short bus ride to Montreal.
That's right.
But we walked up to Canada. I'm just trying to put this all together in my head.
Right. And there are a lot of things that, fall within this distance too, like we could get to Buffalo in 2 weeks and change, things like that.
Sure.
Which I thought was an interesting. New York to Buffalo feels like the length of New York. So you could basically walk the
Yeah.
length of New York in 2.5 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So next one,
Yeah.
going down south,
Okay.
4 weeks, 524 miles. We could walk to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah.
Raleigh.
Raleigh. Yeah, you're right.
I am. I know. But that's okay. I like the way you said it it gives it a little bit of like an accent.
So yeah, 1 month's worth of time. We can be in Raleigh.
Wow. That's pretty far to go.
Yeah. And
And what about 5 weeks?
now we're up to date.
Okay.
5 weeks.
Where are we? Where would we be?
We could be in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh.
Apparently, we would not like to be there.
I mean, I'm glad that we are here, I guess.
Well, if it's not impressive enough for you,
No, it's
Another-
I mean, that's impressive. That's impressive. That's far. That's a long trip. I'm just thinking about the walk down to Raleigh. I think that seems like we
Pennsylvania,
pass through a lot of different
Pennsylvania and Ohio are
states.
big states.
Exactly. Pennsylvania and Ohio are big states. That's why I was a little like, oh, we could go to Ohio because it would be a lot of walking through Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
When we drove out to Michigan last year, it was a lot of driving through Pennsylvania
Well,
and
it's
Ohio.
interesting you say Michigan because Detroit is actually 600 miles away, which is closer than Cincinnati.
Oh.
We would go through Canada. But-
Oh.
You can get to Detroit faster than you can get to Cincinnati, Ohio,
Oh, that's interesting.
through walking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is fascinating
Yeah.
because the walking trips that we've taken in the past have been that kind of trip where it's like you start in one location and you go to another location and you're staying at different places along the way. And I've always felt when we've done that, like, I guess it's incredible to see sort of like the distance that we can cover in that linear way. And I like knowing how far we've gone in a line,
Yeah.
even though that's not how we're doing it right now.
Yeah. And these are not necessarily in lines either. This is just the fastest
Right.
the fastest walking route.
Yeah, it's not as a bird flies.
No.
It's as a Mike and Jesse walk.
It's as a Google Map suggests.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know if we'll do it every week. Maybe we will. We'll see.
Maybe it'll be a 5-week update every 5 weeks. I don't know. I'm not going to, we'll do it whenever we feel like it.
You'll get no promises from us, Internet.